I think happiness comes a lot from our literacies. Literacies stem from our hobbies and the people we surround ourselves with, and in the process, we can fall in love with our literacies until we can't. Not every part of life is happy, I acknowledge that. There's a lot of trials and hardships and moments when it doesn't feel like life is worth living anymore. I was just a kid. I didn't know any better. Just loved to learn. Learning was my hobby. And then it was like suddenly society wanted me to learn that my talents, hobbies, and creative thinking were no longer important. And suddenly all of my other literacies were forgotten. And even when my grades were barely enough for my dad, my appearance wasn't. I was picked on a lot for my weight, my body, my clothes, and I couldn't breathe because it was just A after perfection, awards, certificates. And then I learned new literacies and how to cope. I lost 35 pounds within 2 months from eating disorders, and my head felt like it died. I was scared to leave my house. I stayed in my room all day, exercising in silence, giving myself marks for every question I got wrong, measurements, scales, vomiting my mistakes of eating food. And I slowly learned to kill myself until the point where I no longer wanted to live at all. And about 7 years had passed, and during that time I was diagnosed with several mental health disorders. I was constantly in therapy, and my dad yelled at me a lot for being sad. Never once had a final grade lower than an A. And then when I turned 18, I left because it was never safe for me to be in my household. And I moved in with my mom's friend. The school became aware of what was going on. So did my college and my church. They provided help to keep me emotionally safe. And slowly the pain went away. I got a job and it helped me feel motivated again. I found new friend groups, new people to laugh with, new people to love. I found my hobbies again, and this time exercising my literacies in love, laughter, creativity, and just trying to learn to fall in love again with a life and a little help of meds too. And even though I slowly got myself back together, still had to heal. And to this day, I learned to forgive myself and my dad. Even though my heart was definitely shattered into pieces, I'm okay. I won't forget it though, because I know what it feels like to be stuck, to have that expectation of perfection, to be scared, to feel unloved, to not feel good enough. Like, I know what that feels like. To never want to wake up again. And I learned to be happy is to love. It is to make mistakes and to be okay with that. And I learned that my literacies and happiness existed, so did the negative ones, where people have told me who to be, and that affected my health. But people have also strengthened me, uplifted me, and walked a path with me. I think the point I'm trying to make is to truly just be yourself, because a lot of people can tell you what they expect of you and what they want of you, but you can't make everyone happy. And if you don't love yourself, don't think you'll ever be good enough for you. And healing is a process. It's hard. It doesn't matter how many pills I take. Ultimately, it's within my own actions. I actively choose to try to be happy, even though it's hard. I think if you're true to yourself, there will be no need to wallow in the misery of never being good enough, because your foundation will stand that you are exactly enough for yourself. And that's good enough for you and no one else.